Hi, everybody. So today for book time, we will be reading this book. And I was wondering, what do you notice about the characters on this cover? So I noticed that there looks like there's a bunny, and it looks like he's really smiling, really big. And then it looks like there's also a mouse that kind of looks upset, right? Because he has his arms crossed, his smile is facing down, and his eyes are kind of going in. So the title of this book is called Good News, Bad News by Jeff Mack. Good News, Bad News by Jeff Mack. Good news. What do you notice is the good news on this page? Looks like the bunny has a basket, right? That's good news. Maybe they can have a picnic. Bad news. What happened? It started raining, right? So the good news was that the bunny had a basket and they could have a picnic. But then the bad news was that it started raining, right? Good news. What's the good news? The bunny has an umbrella, right? And what happened? What do you notice happened to the umbrella? It went out, right? It popped back out. Bad news. Good news. What happened? What'd they find? They found a tree, right, for cover. And the rabbit looks all happy and the mouse looks upset, right? Bad news. The apple fell on the mouse's head, right? Good news. What happened? They had an apple to eat, right? They found a tree for cover and an apple hit the mouse's head, but the good news was that they had food to eat. So both of them are smiling. Bad news. There's a worm in the apple. Good news. What did the rabbit find? He found a cake, right? That's the good news. So I wonder, what do you think is going to happen next? Because the moment the bunny finds good news, something bad happens. So what do you think is going to happen next? The bunny found cake right now. Let's find out. Bad news. What happened? They found a bee on the cake, right? Look at the mouse's face. He's shocked. It looks like he's shocked. Good news. What happened? The bunny found like a fly swatter, right? And I wonder, what do you think is going to happen? Let's find out. What happened? What do you notice about this picture? The frosting from the cake went all over the mouse. Bad news. Good news. What's the good news? The bunny's eating the frosting, right, off of the mouse. Bad news. Uh-oh. The bees are coming for him. Good news. What did they find? They found a cave, right? So they're going in the cave for protection from the bees. What do you think might happen when they go in the cave? Let's find out. Bad news. What did they find? They found a bear, right? Now it looks like the bear is chasing them out of his cave, right? He was there first. That's his cave. Good news. Bad news. What happened after the bear chased him out of the cave? They climbed up a pole, right, for safety, but then lightning struck the pole. Good news. What happened after they got struck by lightning? The bear's running away, right? Because he got electrocuted too. Bad, 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 bad news. Uh-oh. How do you think the mouse is feeling? He might be upset, right? I would be upset because the moment good news happens, something bad happens, right? And he ends up getting hurt. Uh-oh. How do you think the bunny feels? Look at his face. He doesn't look too happy anymore, right? He looks kind of upset and sad. Let's find out what happens. Bad news. How do you think the bunny's feeling? Sad, right? It looks like he's crying in the rain. What's happening? The sun's coming out, right? The clouds are going away and the sun's coming out. Good news? What did the mouse do? What do you notice that the mouse did? He brought the picnic basket out, right? Before he kept saying bad news, bad things can happen. But he noticed that the sun was coming out and now he says good news. So he brought the basket out for the bunny to help the bunny feel better. Very good news. And now they're hugging because they're happy because it's good news. The rain went away and the sun is out. So that's the end of our book, Good News, Bad News by Jeff Mack. And as we're reading the story, we saw how the bunny kept switching everything to good, something good when something bad was happening. But at the end, he got upset because he realized that there was a lot of bad things happening, right? Bad news was happening. And then the mouse changed his perspective because he saw how the sun was coming out and the rain was going away. So throughout the book, Good News, Bad News, the author only uses these words, good news and bad news, to tell the story. What are some other ways that you notice that the author told the story in this book? And also create your own story about where you have good news and where you have bad news, just like The bunny and the rabbit had their day. They had good news and they had bad news happening. So create your own story with those, using those words, and draw pictures and everything to show what is good news and what is bad news. And don't forget to share on Flipgrid what you create.